Think we'll be hearing from the ECB here. As we know, some of the recent communication has had to have been a little more delicate given some of the market reaction. What do you think will happen this time?
Well, I think they've got to be a little delicate and a little bit concerned about where the data are going, not least the inflation data, which is actually, I was just looking at it, ticked down from 1.9 in April to 1.4 in May and 1.3 in June. So inflation heading below target, reasonable amounts of growth. But let's get real, the European economy is a long way from the NERU, has an unemployment rate of over 9%. Italy's at 11, France is in the 9s. So obviously they have to be cautious. There seems to be some evidence that the stimulus has been working, but I think it's too early to say, you know, the game's up now, we've won, and it's time to pull back. So I think there'll be caution. We'll hear disagreements going on within the committee, but I don't think we're going to see much change in what they say tomorrow.
Danny, it's Naira in London here. Great to see you, as Julie said. Do you think this caution? Do you think this caution tomorrow is going to come because of the fundamentals you've just talked about, or is Mario Draghi going to be trying to avoid a repeat of what happened to the markets after Sintra?
Yeah, you would have thought so. You would have thought that. I mean, I always used to think a central banker speaks, and the idea is you try and really say absolutely nothing, and a really successful meeting is if you haven't said anything and the markets haven't moved. It seems unlikely that he's trying to sort of prepare for action that's coming, given the disagreements that are on. So my view would be, if I was in his position, I'd be trying to be cautious and say, we're thinking about things. We're slightly concerned that you overreacted at after the Sintra speech. We haven't finally decided on anything. I think that's where I would go. But I think the crucial thing is that falling inflation number. It's at 1.3. Think about, in a sense, if it was 0.7 above 2, they'd be obviously thinking about acting. But the fact is that inflation is low and headed in the wrong direction. And there are obviously clear issues of the fundamentals, especially in France and Italy.